welcome to step one. This is the first step in all of my recovery programs. The reason for that is because I'm always going to use breath work with vagus nerve stimulation and lymphatic therapy, regardless of what we're doing, because all three of these techniques are going to help us manage inflammation and regulate our nervous system. In fact, you cannot stimulate or influence one of these systems without influencing the other. So we might as well make it intentional. They are much more powerful when we use them together in that way. Now, in this practice, we're going to focus mostly on our breath work. We're going to learn how we release our diaphragm. This is going to help us better control pressure as we breathe, and this is going to have a massive impact on our nervous system as well as circulation. We will touch on lymphatic therapy. We'll get into a little bit of light vagus nerve stimulation as well. Now, before we get into it, I want to walk you through a few steps that we're going to use for releasing our diaphragm. The first thing you need to know is that we have two rib angles. We have one on each side of our body. We have one over here on the left as well as one on the right. When we get into this, we're just going to start to gently massage underneath the rib cage. We're going to work as far around the side of the body as we can. This may be tender or sensitive. If it is, just go lightly. You may even just rest your hand or just lightly rub the area. It will all help. Now, after we've worked around the rib angle, what we're going to do is we're going to take our hand like a hook. And I'm just going to hook it underneath the rib cage, very close to the center. So we're going to go to the xiphoid process, move slightly off to the left. We're going to hook our hand under the rib cage, and then we're going to follow our breath. So I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to try to feel for my diaphragm expanding and pressing against my hands. It's going to push my hands out away from my rib cage. And then as we exhale, our hands are going to sink in deeper as our diaphragm retracts. We're going to do it 3 times, and then we'll move a bit further over to the left, 3 more breaths, and then we do it again over on the furthest edge of our rib cage. We're going to do it on both rib angles, the right and the left side. Now, anytime that we're working our abdomen, this is an area that people tend to hold a lot of tension. We can hold a lot of emotions in this area as well. So pay attention to your body, listen to your nervous system, go light if we need to. You have plenty of time to practice this. Eventually, you may be able to work in a bit deeper. The last thing I want to mention is that we're going to do some scoops. Some scoops are where we just go into our ribs and we're just going to scoop down the belly. Now, we do this on our exhales. Again, this is something that may be sensitive, so you can sit this one out and just rest your hands if you need to. However, if you can do it, follow your breath, exhale fully so that we can really slide in as deep as we can comfortably. That's very important. It's always comfortably. We're also going to scoop up from below our belly button deep into our pelvis. We're just going to scoop back up towards our belly button. And that's it. That's going to be releasing our diaphragm. Like I said, we are going to touch on some lymphatic work as well as the vagus nerve stimulation. Today, I think we'll just use heel of the hand over the eyes. We call this the ocular reset. We're just going to place a light pressure over our eye socket as we follow our breath. It's that simple. All right, we're going to need a comfortable place to lay down. We're not going to use our vibration ball today. We're going to do it all by hand. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to lay down on our back and we can rest our hands over our belly. Today, we're going to be working on our breath. We'll be going through our diaphragm reset. As we get started, I want to focus on our breathing. We're going to keep our tongue gently pressed to the roof of our mouth. We're going to focus on breathing in and out through our nose. I want you to find a pause at the top and the bottom of your breath. And we're going to begin to make our exhales longer than our inhale. Let's take a few slow breaths, focusing on bringing the air in and out through our nose. As we start to find our rhythm with our breath, I want you to focus on building pressure deep into your lower back, into your abdomen and your pelvic floor as we breathe in. We're going to pause at the top of our breath And then we'll exhale very slowly, letting tension out of our body as we rest into the floor. We want to keep our focus on feeling our lower back expand as if it's pressing down towards the floor as we breathe in. We pause at the top of our breath, then we exhale slowly, letting tension out of our body. Continue to follow our breath, and we're going to bring the heel of our hands and place them just over our eye socket. We'll keep a subtle pressure over our eyes as we follow our breath. Try to be still at the bottom of our exhale. Feel your pulse as it moves through your body. Let's take 2 more long, slow breaths in through the nose. Feel pressure building deep into the lower back. Exhale slowly. At the bottom of our next breath, let's bring our hands down and we'll rest them again over our belly. We want to feel pressure building deep into our lower back, our abdomen, and our pelvic floor as we breathe in. Find that pause at the top of your breath and feel that pressure. Feel your lower back expanding down towards the floor. And then exhale very slowly. Let tension out of our body as we relax. Let's continue to follow our breath. And with a slow exhale, we'll bring our hands to our sternum. And we'll gently massage along the sides of our sternum, right where our ribs are coming in. As we work along the sides of our sternum, we can do circles as well as counterclockwise circles. Stay with your breath. Feel your lower back expand and press down towards the floor as we breathe in. Try to exhale slowly, letting tension out of our body. Let's take one more deep breath into the lower back. Find your pause at the top of your breath. And with a slow exhale, let's bring our right hand below our left collarbone. We'll start in close next to the sternum. We'll begin to work clockwise circles as we move out towards the shoulder. We're going to follow along right underneath the collarbone. And as we make our way all the way to the shoulder, We'll reverse our circles to counterclockwise as we work our way back in. Stay with your breath. Keep your tongue pressed gently to the roof of your mouth. Try to breathe deep into the lower back. As we exhale slowly, let tension out of your left arm, let your shoulder rest back into the floor. And as we get ready to leave our left collarbone, we'll finish with our strikes. Let's rest our hands off to the sides of our body. Let's fall a bit deeper into our breath. Keep your tongue pressed to the roof of your mouth, breathing in and out through our nose. Find the pause at the top and the bottom of your breath. Be very still. And I want you to notice the difference between the right and the left side of your body. Be very still. Listen for your heartbeat. And see if we can feel our pulse as it moves through our body. Stay with your breath. Find the pause at the top and the bottom of your exhale. At the bottom of our next breath, let's bring our left hand, this time to our right collarbone. We'll start in tight right next to our sternum, and we'll begin to work out towards our shoulder with clockwise circles. We can start light and then begin to work in a little bit deeper. Follow your breath deep into your lower back. Find that pause at the top of your breath. And as we exhale slowly, let tension out of your hand and out of your arm. Let your shoulder rest back into the floor. Stay with your breath. And we're working clockwise as well as counterclockwise circles along the underside of our collarbone. And then we'll leave with our strikes. Again, let's just rest our hands off to the sides of our body. We'll take a few deep breaths into our lower back. Try to feel pressure building all the way down into the pelvic floor. Find the pause at the top of your breath. Exhale slowly, letting tension out of our body. Let your shoulders fall back into the floor. And at the bottom of our breath, be still. Try to feel your pulse as it moves through your body. From here, we're going to bring both hands to our neck. I'm going to work along the side of my neck from our collarbones up underneath our ear, right along the SCM muscle. We can use our thumbs to work right along the front side of that SCM. That's where most of the lymph is going to run. We're bringing everything from the ears back down to our collarbones. And then from here, we'll pull everything down one more time. I'm just going to hold my skin as if I'm pulling it down over top of my collarbones. You'll feel a little stretch as we tilt our head from side to side. And then again, let's rest our hands, follow a few deep breaths into the lower back. Find the pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. Then exhale slowly, letting your shoulders fall back, relaxing into the floor. Notice any change in how your body feels. Let's rest our left arm off to the side of our body. We're going to bring our right hand into our armpit. We're just going to do our strikes into the chest and the armpit, and then down along the side of our rib cage. I'm going to do it in threes, and we want to try to keep it rhythmic. I'm going to begin in my armpit with 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to continue to work my way down the side of the body very slowly. When we make our way all the way down the side of the rib cage, we'll go back up to our armpit and chest again. And I'll go back down one more time. Let's go ahead and rest our arms off to the sides of our body. Take a moment and just feel the difference between our left and right side. We're always going to fall right back into our breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Finding that pause at the top of our breath. Exhale slowly, letting tension out of your arms and out of your shoulders. Let everything sink back into the floor. Let's bring our left hand, this time to our right armpit. We'll begin with our strikes, and we're going to do it in threes. I'm going to move very slowly as we go down the side of the body. We'll come back up. And we'll go back down again. All right, let's rest our hands again over our belly. We're going to go deep into our breath. Focus on feeling your lower back expand, pressing down into the floor as we breathe in. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our left rib angle. We're going to start near the center, right near the xiphoid process. And we're going to begin to massage clockwise circles underneath the rib cage as we work out around the side of our body. As we make our way all the way out to the left side, we can do a little bit of a side bend so that we can get a bit further around the side of our body. As we work our way back to the center, we're going to reverse it with counterclockwise circles. And then as we make our way all the way back to the center, we're going to take our hand like a hook. We're going to get it right underneath the rib cage, just off to the left-hand side. We're going to tuck our hands as deep under the ribs as we can comfortably. We're going to take 3 deep breaths as we breathe in. We're going to feel our diaphragm expand into our lower back, but we're also going to feel our diaphragm expand and push our hands out away from our rib cage. Try to find that pause at the top and the bottom of your breath. Breathing deep into the back, feel our diaphragm expand. And then as we exhale slowly, use your hands to guide your diaphragm back up underneath the rib cage. We're going to repeat that 2 more times, breathing deep into the lower back, feeling the diaphragm expand. As we exhale, try to let all the air out, let our belly sink deep into our lower back. And after we complete our 3rd breath, we're going to move our hands a bit further to the left. We're going to tuck them under the rib cage again, and we'll follow 3 more breaths. Feel the diaphragm expand. And as we exhale slowly, Let our belly sink all the way in. Then we'll continue to follow our breath for 2 more rounds. After 3 breaths, we'll move a bit further to the left and we'll do it 1 more time. Try to feel your diaphragm expanding and building pressure deep into the lower back, deep into the pelvic floor. Try to let your belly sink all the way in on our exhale. After 3 breaths, let's rest our hands off to the sides of our body. Let's fall into our breath. Your tongue is pressed to the roof of your mouth and we're breathing in and out through the nose. I want you to notice the difference in how our diaphragm expands from the left and the right side of our body. Be very still at the top and the bottom of our breath. Try to find your pulse and notice any difference in how your body feels. With our next exhale, let's bring our hands to our right side rib angle and we'll begin to work under the rib cage with clockwise circles as we work from the xiphoid process out around the side of our body. If you're finding any tenderness in this area, it's okay to be gentle. We do not have to work in very deep. As we come around the side of our body, we can do our side bend to the left. Then as we come back to our center, we're going to reverse it with our counterclockwise circles. When we make it to our center, we're going to use our hand as a hook. Let's get it placed underneath the rib cage, and I actually use both hands. Let's follow 3 deep breaths, feeling our diaphragm expand, pressing into our lower back as well as into our abdomen. Let's take a deep breath in, find our pause at the top of our breath. Exhale slowly, let the diaphragm retract. Try to let all the air out so our belly can sink all the way in. We'll follow 2 more breaths. Then we'll move a bit further to the right. Once our hands are set, we'll take 3 more breaths deep into the lower back. Exhale slowly, let the diaphragm retract. Try to let all the air out so our hands can sink deep into the abdomen. And after 3 breaths, we'll move a bit further to the right. Let's do it 3 more times, breathing deep into the lower back, finding the pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. Exhale slowly, let tension out of your belly. At the bottom of our exhale, let's rest our hands. Continue to follow your breath and just feel the difference in how our diaphragm is expanding. Let's take 1 more deep breath into our lower back. Find that pause at the top of your breath and then exhale very slowly. At the bottom of our breath, let's bring our hands to the left side abdomen, and we're just going to start to work into the pelvic crest. So I'm going to start up high, and we're just going to work all the way down the inside of the pelvis with clockwise circles as we move down towards our pubic bone. When we get as deep into the abdomen as we can, we'll reverse our circles and we'll start to come back up. Work with your breath. We can typically work in a little bit deeper on our exhales. When we make our way all the way back up, let's bring our hands over to the right side and working deep into the inside of that pelvic crest. And with our clockwise circles, we'll begin to work down towards our pubic bone. And when we make it as deep into the abdomen as we can, we'll reverse it to counterclockwise and we'll work our way back up. All right, from here, we're going to bring both hands deep into the abdomen. We're going to have one on each side. And with our exhale, we're going to let our belly sink in and we're going to scoop up, pulling everything back up towards our rib cage. Let's take a deep breath into the lower back. Feel the diaphragm expand, and as we exhale slowly, we'll push deep down into our belly, and we're just going to scoop back up towards our rib cage. We'll reset our hands as we breathe in. Exhale again, pushing deep into the abdomen, and we're going to pull everything up. And then one more breath. Breathe deep into the lower back, and then exhale slowly. Let the belly sink in as we scoop up to the rib cage. This time, we're going to take our hands to the rib cage right under our rib angles. We're going to take 3 more breaths. Feel the diaphragm expand as we breathe in, and then as we exhale, let the belly sink in, and we're going to scoop down towards the belly button. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale and pull everything down. Then we'll breathe in again. With our exhale, we scoop down. Let's do it one more time. All right, let's rest our hands off to the sides of our body. Notice the difference in your breath. Let's continue to focus on breathing in and out through the nose. Keep your tongue pressed to the roof of your mouth. Find that pause at the top of your breath. Exhale slowly. Let your shoulders relax and fall back into the floor. Let tension out of your abdomen. Let your legs relax and sink into the floor. Let's take one more slow breath. With our exhale, we can bring our right leg in. Let's roll slowly to our side and we'll set up. All right, we're going to finish with one last step. We're going to bring our hands around our back, just below our rib cage, and we're going to release our diaphragm around the back side of our body. I'm just going to use the back of my hands to work around the body underneath our rib cage. And then we're going to leave our back with some strikes. And then we'll take our left arm up. We'll reach around our body with our right hand. We're just going to do our strikes, coming back around the belly. Reaching as far around the side of the body as we can get. Then we'll take our right arm up, bring our left arm around. All right, we're going to finish laying on our belly. We can use our arms as a pillow with our head turned to one side. In this position, we're going to focus on breathing deep into our lower back. As we breathe in, we're going to feel our lower back expanding towards the ceiling. And I want you to notice your sacrum rocking away from your body. As we exhale, our lower back will sink back in and our sacrum will rock towards our spine. I want you to follow that breath feeling your sacrum rocking away as we breathe in, and our lower back sinking in as we exhale. Let's go ahead and follow our breath. Rest your head on your arms. We want to keep our tongue pressed to the roof of our mouth. We're breathing in and out through our nose. We're feeling our lower back expand as we breathe in. We'll feel our belly pressing against the floor. Try to find that pause at the top and the bottom of our breath. Be very still. Listen for your heartbeat and see if we can feel your pulse as it moves through your body. Let's close our eyes and fall deep into our breath. Feel the air expanding and building pressure deep into the lower back. Try to exhale very slowly, letting go of any tension or resistance in the body. With each breath, our exhale can get a bit slower than the last. Focus on feeling the sacrum rocking with each breath. Be very still when we pause at the bottom of our exhale. Breathe in, feeling the diaphragm expand. Feel pressure build slowly into the lower back. Exhale very slowly, feeling your sacrum rock gently towards your spine. Imagine letting tension out of your feet and out of your legs. Relax your hips. Relax your lower back and your shoulders. Let tension out of your neck and out of your face. Be as still as we can be at the top and the bottom of your breath. Feel your pulse as it moves through your body. Continue to follow your breath for as long as it feels comfortable. Namaste.